Hi everyone, welcome to Christine Zabo Raw. We are in Santa Monica, California. Woohoo, back in LA. I'm taking a walk today with a dear friend, and she happens to be my colonic therapist, Serena.
Hi everybody.
And you know, she's so cool. She said that tomorrow we could actually go and we can do a little segment at the colonic place. So we're gonna do that. All right, see you in a second.
See you tomorrow.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. It's about 8:30 in the morning, and I'm in front of Gentle Wellness Center, which is a colonic hydrotherapy center in Santa Monica, Los Angeles. I've been coming here for, 10 years, maybe more. And what are we doing today? So, colonic hydrotherapy, also known as colonics, colon cleansing, is when they take warm filtered water and they rinse your colon over and over again, your large intestine, with water in order to reduce, to eliminate gas, waste that doesn't come out when we go to the bathroom, old built up mucus, and all the things that I spoke about in one of the last episodes that I did on how to let go of shit. I talked about colon hydrotherapy. And anyway, this is super important to do. Colonics is like probably 10 times, maybe even more times what an enema, a simple enema that you do at home, can eliminate. And we live in a time where we're really consuming way too much food for what human beings should be eating. We all know that we're snacking, we're eating too much, and our bodies just don't have the capacity to eliminate all that. And that's why we want to do things like colonic hydrotherapy on occasion, or you can do even better, do like a juice fast or a vegan liquid cleanse, and then throughout that week that you're cleansing, you could go every day or every other day to really eliminate and break down. And what that's going to do, the water is going to start saturating and soaking the old fecal matter that is stuck to the large intestine lining, and it's going to start eliminating that. It's going to start stripping away. And you know what else is, it's not only physical waste that's coming out, but it's all the emotions and the experiences that we had during that time that are in that gunk that is going to be eliminating with that. And you may think I'm crazy, but I'll tell you, talk to any colonic hydrotherapist or any person. Like I know a lot of these great self-development teachers, they all do colonic therapy, or most of them do. Integrative doctors, it's very important to make sure that we're removing the emotional waste, the physical waste, the excess gunk that doesn't come out of our body, because that's what builds up toxins and that's what causes disease. So while we wait, also, I'm going to tell you about how I discovered colonics. I might have mentioned it before, told this story, so I'll be fast. But when I was 30 years old, I was modeling and living in New York City, and I read in Vanity Fair magazine an article that talked about this spa out in California, Desert Hot Springs, that does colonic therapy. And I didn't really know what that was, but something from above told me, go there. So I call up the spa. It was like I wanted to go on a 3-day weekend over 4th of July. I was going through a big transition in my life, and I thought, I'm going to give myself that break. And I called the spa, We Care Spa, and I said, hi, I want to book 3 days. And they're like, okay, great. And right before hanging up, I said, oh, by the way, are your restaurants at the hotel, or am I going to need a car? And the woman on the other line goes, she paused, and then she's like, this is a fasting spa. Didn't you know that when you called? And I go, no, obviously not. And I go, well, what does that mean? I'd never fasted. I didn't know what that was. And she goes, look, I'm going to send you all the literature. You're going to get it. It's super easy. she said, but do you still want to come? Because we don't have restaurants here. We do like juices, teas, soups, and we do colonics every day. So I thought about it for a second and I was like, all right, let's do it. So they sent me this pre-fasting material, which was like fruits and vegetables only, stay away from meats, processed foods. My stomach started to bloat a little bit, which was a little hard because I was doing photo shoots and I was having this like super fibrous diet. But I finally get there, and on the first day I jump in and I do this colonics. And I started this fast, okay? So I stopped eating, I was doing the liquid cleanse, and I did my first colonics. The next morning, I woke up, I thought I had to go to the hospital. I was like, oh my God. I mean, I literally was freaking out. I was so sick. I had a fever, I had cold sweats. The front desk calls me and they're like, Ms. Zabo, you had a massage, are you coming? And I said, please, I think I have to go to the hospital. I don't feel good. And they're like, we'll be right there. Don't worry, hold on. So a few minutes later, somebody shows up with rice milk blended with like some, I think it was a little bit of vegan protein and ice. And they're like, your blood sugar's low, you're in the detox, don't worry, hold on, drink this, you'll feel better. And sure enough, I drank this rice milk thing, and within minutes, I was so much better. I was so grateful. And they said, well, do you still want to continue on this cleanse? And I was like, yeah, let's go. So I was only there 3 days. After 3 days of colonics and 3 days of not eating, I was reborn in a way I had never felt before. How perfect. Serena just showed up. So there she is, she's coming. So that was my introduction to colonics. And here we go. I've been doing them ever since. Life changer, you'll see.
Okay, come on in, Christine. There you go. Have a seat for a second.
Here we go. So you see, this is what I was talking about, is that it's not just about body health. It's about emotional health. So I'm a little bit emotional because this is so important for me to teach you guys. When you start realizing how much you can let go, when you start caring for your body, and it's the number one thing that people always ask me with, I can't lose weight, my skin, I have no energy, what do I do? And I always, always, always talk to them about colonic therapy. I can't tell you the amount of people who said, God, you changed my life, thank you. And it's thanks to companies like this, and people like Serena, who I'll tell you her story, why we can have this possibility to change our lives in radical ways, physically and emotionally. Okay? So excited. Love you guys. What's really sweet here is one of the colonic therapists, she paints, she's an artist, and Jolie. So there's her work here. It's a very cozy, I love this one. Of course, I love you, I love you, I love you. It's a very, very cozy atmosphere here. They really make it nurturing and inviting. Oh, look at this. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. I'm into that. This is the artist Jolie. Her heart is golden. So if you want good energy in your house, that's the art you want. I'm going to show you the rooms because there's 2 types of colon therapy cleansing here at the Gentle Wellness Center. There's what's called an open system and then a closed system. Today we're going to do the closed system. I like the closed system because I'm a lazy bones, and the closed system you don't have to work as much. The open system, the water fills you and you yourself push out, where the closed system, the machine does the rinsing. Okay, so Serena's going to walk us around and show us.
So this is the open system, and this is very good for people that are really very constipated. And how you get on this device is you can sit here like this, and you put your legs over like that, and you can comfortably laying down and allow the water to come in, and then you can just push out. That's the water tank. And then what comes out of you, you can see in the mirror here, and coming out of the tube down there.
I know it sounds gross, you guys. There's the tube, but it's super awesome.
Yeah, it gives you a feedback of how you're doing, so that you can really relax into the process, because you know that things are moving out of you. In comparison to the open system, this is the closed system, and this assisted the whole time by a therapist. So we have the speculum here, and we have organic coconut oil to help you with the insertion. And then if you see, there is like all these filters. So the water that goes through you goes through all these filters, and plus has an UV filter. So it's really clean water. It's body temperature, but it's only water, so we don't add anything else.
But if you want to add something, you can.
Yes, we then have also add-ons here that you can add on coffee that helps the liver, or greens that help with the cleaning of your blood.
This is called the shaker machine, which we love to do before colonics.
Yeah, so you get your lymphatic system moving and things shaken up, so loosen up your body, loosen up yourself, relax, and you get to be here like 10 minutes. Normally it's 10 minutes before your session.
This is what it looks like holding the camera while the shaker is going. So I'm just going to be on this for a few minutes, and we're going to jump into it.
This is the waste tube that's attached here, so that you can see what's coming out right there. And then this is the fresh water tube. So the clean water comes always through a separate tube. It is gonna be like body temperature, so you won't even feel at the beginning. When we do the first fill, we do like a really slow fill to allow the water to hydrate and to get up into your body.
So you turn to your left side. Why do we turn on our left side?
Because I can see where I place the nozzle, and then you can insert it.
So if you guys don't get Christine Szabo raw, what that means, I think this is it, right? I don't think we can get much
Much
raw
more than this, absolutely not.
All right, so
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna now attach the waste tube, and then we're gonna turn you back over on your back, so you don't feel like all exposed. Okay,
all right, so
Christine,
I'm turning over.
just left.
You're not going to believe this, guys, but I've actually fallen asleep on colonics tables before. That's how relaxing closed system is. I mean, of course, in the beginning, when you haven't cleansed for forever, like if you've never cleansed before, it can be like, wow, an incredible experience, because you're letting go of stuff that you've never let go. I mean, I had, 30 years the first time. So, but after you start bringing this into your regular practice, you realize that, your body gets cleaner. And, the best thing about this, what I realized, what I might do, which could be super cute, is I have photographs, like digital photographs that I did when I was modeling when I was about 26 years old. And you can see the difference of my body before I started doing colonics, and then just a few years after starting to do colonics. And you see that, not only did my stomach get flatter, but my whole body started to clean out. Like, because I explained to people that once you release space into your colon, your body has more breathing room to start detoxing itself and cleaning the lymph nodes, the cells. So everything becomes, thinner, like cleaner. And the other thing that was so incredible, what I've noticed colonics has done for me, is it's allowed me to have less or zero pain when I get massages because my tissues are clean. And that's really, really cool too. So you really, really start feeling the difference in all areas, and your eyesight gets clearer after a good cleanse. Like after a week of fasting and a week of cleansing at We Care Spa, oh my gosh, my eyesight, I'm like, boom! It's really, really cool.
I have started the water, so now you can see that the water went through both tubes and now it's flowing here. So I need to wait until this happens so that not a lot of air can go back into Christine's body. Now I'm going to close the control and I'm going to start the fill. What I do at the first fill, I really do like really slow fills, because we want the water to go as high as we can and hydrate the waste so that it can break up and move out. Also, one thing that is really good with colonic, it helps your skin. Some of my girls, as I call them, they get like a glow from all the water that they have like absorbed also. You get also a flush of the kidneys because your kidneys also absorb the water. On this picture, you can see how the colon actually is positioned in your body, because the colon goes up first straight, then it goes to the back, up to the back, around the corner, and around another corner. So, and it has also two sphincter muscles to hold the waste in your body. So the speculum that goes in helps these stay apart, so that the water can flow easily up and around. And the goal would be to be all the way over at this very end. Well, the benefits of the colonic is actually like to hydrate and get rid of all the waste that you have accumulated over the years. Because even though you release every day, there is still going to be waste that is attached to the walls that stick in there, and that is getting harder, and sometimes at certain people it can even become like little stones. So you have to imagine like when you bake a lasagna in the oven and you've eaten it, and now you have a difficult time cleaning the container. But if you leave it overnight in water, then the next morning you can just rinse it off. That's a similar thing is here when you put water there, so that the walls can start relaxing and releasing very old things.
So I'm starting to feel my stomach filling up with water, or my colon filling up with water. It feels like just, a little gentle pressure. And when you start to feel the pressure, like you're not stupid. Your body knows when you start to feel the pressure too much. Yes, Serena has the pressure gauge there, but when you're doing the open system, you don't have the pressure gauge. So it's up to you to know when you're full, and then you're going to be pushing out the water yourself. But because I like this relaxed system, I'm going to tell her, even though she's watching the pressure gauge, sometimes I know, because I'm experienced, like I just give her a thumbs up, and that means release. So we're soon going to give a thumbs up. So I didn't fast for the last 2 days. Actually, I flew from France to LA. I've been like seeing friends for dinner, lunch. So, unfortunately, I didn't fast. What I did do was my first day that I got here, or the first morning after I got here, I saw Serena, because I knew that I wanted to do a couple of colonics since I'm only in LA 2.5 days. So I already did like a first colonic that I really need for the hydration, just to, reset my system, because living in France, I haven't actually found a colonic hydrotherapist yet. So I really take advantage of seeing Gentle Wellness Center when I come back to LA. Serena is massaging my stomach. She's helping the digestive tract and the colon empty out. And you can really see while she's doing that, there's movement and old waste, maybe not that old considering I ate lunch yesterday and I had a popcorn dinner last night, but the massage is so good. It feels so good. And sometimes we use a massager machine, heat lamps. There's a bunch of different modalities that you can use to get the system moving. Oh, look at that dark tube. Look at how it's like yellow, because there's also like from the kidneys and livers, you have like bile and stuff that comes out. What is bile?
Bile is the in the liver. What is made in the liver, it goes to the gallbladder and helps digest fat. So every time you eat like something fatty, the bile gets added to your digestion, so you can break down the fat in your body. Are you ready for the next field?
Sure, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
What is a colonic compared to like an enema that you do at home, like one bucket enema or a bag enema? What's the ratio? How many enemas are a colonic?
Many. I want to say at least like 20, 50 even, depending on how much water you can absorb and how much you can release. That from person to person it's actually different, because somebody that is really constipated, the water doesn't flow in like that with Christine here now today. It goes to a certain place and then they want to release because they are too full of old waste, old stuff shit that needs to come out. So the best colonics have actually people that eat raw food, because if I add water to the raw food, it's just gonna loosen up and come out. But if you eat like gluten, pizza, pasta, bread, all of that, then your waste is gonna be so much more gluey and also gets like hold back every time, something keeps sticking to your walls.
The other thing I think is important to talk about is like how much we need to detox and clean our colons from medication, because medication is a chemical, and those chemicals affect our livers and our kidneys. And right, Serena?
Yeah, it slows also down. If you have painkillers or something, it will slow down the digestion. I have people that come after surgery because the medication that they get to fall asleep has now also affected their colon, and so they can't really go to the bathroom. So if they can't do that, after a while they will come in here to help them have the first release.
I mean, I don't want to be gross, you guys, but seriously, like, why do I went to the bathroom this morning, so just saying, I went to the bathroom this morning, but there's so much coming out. Unfortunately, you can't see on the ultraviolet tube because of the video, but you guys can see it in here, what's coming out. I know, I don't mean to be gross, but it's remarkable.
In the year 2000, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And after a while that I was doing treatments, I had some radiation. There was another lump coming out in the same breast. So I decided to not listen anymore to the oncologist and try to find my own journey to heal. And I ended up in a place called the Optimum Health Institute. I had no idea, but there they were suggesting to do 2 enemas a day with wheatgrass up your butt.
Optimum Health Institute, OPI, is a detox center in San Diego, California. And what Serena didn't say is at the time she was living in Europe, in Switzerland, right?
Yes, in Switzerland.
In Switzerland, and she researched globally where she could go to integratively, holistically help heal breast cancer. So she found the Optimum Health Institute in San Diego, and she flew all the way there for her first experience with wheatgrass, colon cleansing, etc.
Exactly. I didn't know what I was going to be doing there, but I wanted to do it. So I was doing one day a colonic, the next day two enemas, one day colonic, the next day enemas, and I would alternate that for, I stayed there 3 weeks. And after I came back with all the wheatgrass and all the raw food that I have taken, my oncologist did an ultrasound and he was looking and looking and looking, and I'm thinking, at that time I'm still very scared, and I was thinking, oh my God, he doesn't want to tell me that it's everywhere. But what he said is, I think you had the spontaneous healing because your breast tissue has completely changed from a month before that I was there. He wanted to get me back, so to make sure that we didn't have to do another surgery. So that convinced me, and it convinced me so much that I actually became a colon therapist and moved to California. That was always my dream, and I opened up my own business then.
Years ago, I was in the car and I was listening to Tony Robbins for the first time. And believe it or not, I didn't know who he was. I had heard Serena talk about him all the time because he's a client sometimes and a friend. And she had mentioned his name, but I didn't really pay much attention. She would go to his events and stuff. But I was in the car going to an audition in Hollywood, and this podcast came on with Tony Robbins, and I was like, oh my God, the way this guy's talking, that's exactly what I would tell people. That's what I want to do. I want to tell people like that, teach them what I know works. I get to my audition. I parked the car in Hollywood, and I said, okay, well, when I come out of the audition, I'm going to call Serena, reach out to Serena and see, maybe she can do some connection or something. I go into the audition, I come out, I sit down in my car, and I pull up my phone and I look at my emails, and there's a new email from Serena. This title was R.E. Tony Robbins. I kid you not. And I hadn't talked to her for a long time, and I was just like, we talk about magic. That was magic. Can you imagine? I was gonna call her to ask her about Tony Robbins, and she emails me exactly at the same time about Tony Robbins. And anyway, the email, I call her immediately. I'm like, you're not gonna believe it. But she gets it, so she's like, I believe it. But anyway, Tony was offering a course with one of his business partners, Dean Graziosi, and they were doing called Knowledge Broker Blueprint. It's a course where you develop and you study about how you want to give back your knowledge to the world. And they were selling masterminds and stuff like that, which wonderful. That's not the path we took. We decided, at least not yet, but Serena and I decided to get this course so that we could study under them on how to really fine-tune the knowledge that we wanted to give back. And it was during that course that what was downloaded to me from the divine was the Life's Pie for Peace. So we got to thank Serena, because she's really the key for us being here today, and for Life's Pie for Peace coming to be planted. And for that, I think it's really cool that she's also here today to help us transform our lives, literally from the inside out. So, Serena, how often do you recommend doing colonics?
Well, when you come in for the first time, we recommend to do 3, not too far away, in 10 days, because your colon is so long. As you can see, she went to the bathroom daily. She goes, and there is a lot coming out. So in one session, you can get part of your colon released and hydrated at the same time. So the next session will take more out of you. And then we suggest to come every month, maybe once, every change of season, or whenever you feel like you need one.
How long are the sessions is a question people want to know.
Yes, the sessions are 45 minutes on the table, and then you get some time to get undressed and some time to use the restroom afterwards.
Yeah, because after you do after you finish your session, when you're done, you always use the restroom so that you can release the last of the water and waste that's coming out.
Okay, so we're done. That was a good session. Well done, Christine.
Thank you.
Breathe in, relax, and here we go. That was the session.
That was it. Easy
was
peasy, guys.
Okay, bye for now.
Well done. Say bye.
Bye, bye for now.
Nice flat belly, flat belly. Look how nice it is. So because I've been doing colonics for so long, I don't have to rush to the bathroom right after I do this colonic because I'm used to and clean. I know what it is. But make sure after your colonic you go to the bathroom and you wait there and you sit for a while and sit for longer than you think because you're gonna see more stuff coming out, which is cool. So they've got all these add-ons, right? So castor oil, coffee, probiotic, chlorophyll, black walnut, minerals, ginsengs, clover, B12, turmeric, aloe, and so you can research about what you want and why. Bye, thanks guys.
Bye, take care, thank you.
So there were two guys getting ready to do their colonics in there. I didn't want to bother them because people are a little shy, but literally there were two men and one lady who were walking into their next colonic. And so I want you to, this isn't a woman's thing, this is a human thing. Okay, guys? So I'm excited for you to watch this and try your colonics. Let me know in the comments how it goes. Keep following me on Instagram, reaching out for questions, Facebook, just started TikTok. So we're just keeping it. We gotta keep having these reminders of healthy living, solutions to how we can be better, feel better, and make this world a much better place to live because we can. And I love you so much. And I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Peace out. Oh, and I also just wanted to remind you, anything you guys want to know about or hear about or talk about, or, that's why we're here. We've got this raw family, and I love we're sharing information on how to overcome suicide trauma, how to feel better, how to be better, how to heal our mental health, heal our body health. And let's keep this family a unit of spiritual and physical warriors. Okay? Thanks for being here.
I am infinite.